Here's a truth that separates the few from the many. Being smart isn't about having all the answers. It's about having the right instincts when everyone else is spinning out. Most people believe intelligence is a pile of facts you collect, like trophies on a shelf. But that's a trap. The real difference is something much simpler, something you can start using today without a single textbook. It's the internal code you run when pressure hits. And what if I told you that code is something you can rewrite in the next 6 minutes? We're going to break down 5 cognitive shifts that naturally smart people make. They aren't complicated secrets hidden in a lab. They are practical, observable habits. When you start layering these into your day, you won't just feel sharper. People will start to notice a different energy around you. Problems that used to feel like walls start to feel like doors. So, let's pull back the curtain on how the sharpest minds actually operate. 1. They trade the fight for the flashlight. Here's a common mistake. When a disagreement pops up, the default setting for most is to dig their heels in. It becomes a boxing match. They throw facts, they raise their voice, they try to knock the other person down. But the person who thinks differently does the opposite. Instead of swinging, they illuminate. They ask questions that aren't weapons, but tools. Walk me through how you got there. Or, what's the one detail I'm missing that you see? They aren't trying to win a trophy. They are trying to understand the terrain. And this is the twist. The moment you stop defending your own castle and start exploring theirs, the walls come down. People stop shouting and start explaining. Real influence isn't about being the loudest voice in the room. It's about being the one holding the map. 2. They zoom out until the problem shrinks. We all get stuck. You mess up a presentation, you feel like a fraud, you get a rude email, and suddenly your whole day is ruined. You stare at a single bad decision and it feels like a life sentence. This is tunnel vision. Smart people have a different lens. They pull back. They don't see one bad grade. They see a pattern in their study habits. They don't see rejection as a label. They see it as a single data point. They ask, what is this a case of? If you look at a single tree, you see bark and branches. If you zoom out, you see the forest, the path, and the way out. Panic is just a lack of perspective. When you zoom out, panic turns into a plan. 3. They treat their energy like a fortress. This is a massive leak in most people's systems. They spend their mental currency on things they have zero control over. Is my boss in a bad mood? What if the market crashes? Do they think I'm weird? They burn fuel on ghosts and hypotheticals. The mentally agile have a simple filter: control versus no control. If I can't touch it, I don't think about it. You can't control the weather, but you can control the umbrella. You can't control their gossip, but you can control your character. You can't control the outcome, but you can control the effort. Worry is the cost of borrowing trouble you don't own yet. This isn't about being careless. It's about being strategic. It saves the horsepower for the hills you can actually climb. 4. They weaponize the silence. For most people, silence is a void that needs to be filled immediately. It's uncomfortable. In a conversation, they rush to fill the gap with the first thought that surfaces, just to break the tension. But the sharpest minds treat silence like a tool. They let it sit. They speak with intention, not just impulse. They listen to understand, not to reply. And here's the secret: a pause before a response is a power move. It signals that your words have weight. It signals that you value the other person's thought enough to truly consider it. Try this. Next time someone asks a complex question, just wait. Count to 3 in your head. Watch how the quality of your answer and their attention shifts. 5. They install a buffer between stimulus and response. This is the final and perhaps most critical layer. The world is designed to trigger us. A driver cuts you off, your blood boils. A comment stings, you fire back. A plan falls through, you collapse. It's a reflex. But the elite thinkers have a secret switch. They pause. They create a gap, a moment of pure observation. In that gap, they ask, is this a problem to solve or a fire to ignore? When someone is rude, they don't default to rudeness back. They consider what might be happening in their life that has nothing to do with me. This isn't about being passive. It's about being the one who dictates the terms of engagement. The space between action and reaction is where your power lives. When you control that space, you control the outcome. So, what does this really mean? It means you don't need a genius IQ, you don't need a wall full of degrees, you just need to shift how you engage with the world. Ask instead of argue, see the pattern, not just the pain. Invest your energy where you have leverage, let the quiet moments breathe. And always pause before you leap. Most people won't do this. They'll stay stuck in the fight, trapped in the panic, drained by the uncontrollable, and ruled by their impulses. But you have the blueprint now. You'll start seeing solutions where others see dead ends. You'll be the steady one when the room gets shaky. People will start to wonder how you stay so grounded. They'll start asking for your take. And the beautiful part is, this isn't about becoming someone new. It's about removing the friction that's been slowing you down. It's about choosing a different path, one habit at a time. Here's your first step. Don't try to master all 5 at once. That's a recipe for burnout. Pick one. Maybe it's the pause. Maybe it's the zoom out. Just pick one and live with it for the next 7 days. To make sure you don't lose this momentum, hit that subscribe button for Psychology Insights. This channel is dedicated to refining the engine between your ears every single week. You're not just subscribing to a channel, you're anchoring yourself to a mindset that prioritizes growth. If this clicked for you, give it a thumbs up. It helps others find these signals in the noise. And down in the comments, I want to know, which one of these 5 shifts is the hardest for you right now? Let's build this together. Thanks for being here. I'll see you in the next one.